Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jessa Duggar Seawald's father Jim Bob Duggar made a special appearance in her latest vlog documenting her first moments with her and Ben Seawald's sixth baby. The Duggars are counting on each other during their major milestones. As Jessa Duggar and Ben Seawald welcomed their sixth baby August 2nd, they had their loved ones by their side, including her father Jim Bob Duggar, whose experience meeting his new grandson for the first time was documented for Jessa's followers. Number 39, Jim Bob said as he appeared on screen in the August 8th YouTube video while Ben placed his new grandson in his arms. "He's a keeper." As Jessa revealed that her son, whose name she has yet to share, weighed 10 pounds even, her father couldn't contain his excitement as he noted his guess for the baby's weight was almost on the money. "You know," he exclaimed as he held the baby. "I said 9.15, that's what I guessed." Ben assured Jim Bob that he wasn't far off, as their doctor also reached a milestone with baby boy's arrival. The doctor said, "I think that's a 10-pounder, Ben shared. "That's one of the biggest babies I've delivered." Jessa, who also shares children Spurgeon, 9, Henry, 8, Ivy, 5, Fern, 3, and George, 19 months, with Ben, had the support of her parents throughout her birth journey. In an August 3rd YouTube video, Michelle Duggar appeared by her daughter's side during delivery while a midwife assisted on the opposite side of the bed. Jessa's moment also marked a milestone for her 16-year-old sister Jordan Duggar, whom she invited to be part of the birth. "My sister Jordan, this is her first time to be at one of my births," Jessa shared in the video. "So I said, 'Jordan, you should cut the cord.' And she was really excited about that. So she got to cut the cord." For Jessa, who shared she was expecting her son in March, his birth story sparked a lot of emotions. "When baby was born and everything was okay, I just sobbed, I just cried," the 30-year-old shared in another part of the video. "The baby's crying, I'm crying. It was such a beautiful moment and we're so thankful." Keep reading for a complete guide to the Duggar family. When Jessa Duggar Seawald uploaded her latest birth vlog, most fans were focused on the joyful arrival of her sixth child, the sweet moments with her husband Ben, and the touching support from her mother, Michelle Duggar. But if you watched closely, really closely, you might have noticed something unusual. There, in a blink and you'll miss it scene, was Jim Bob Duggar, the Duggar family patriarch, making a rare appearance in his daughter's YouTube content. For a long time counting on viewers and Duggar watchers, this was more than just a background cameo. It was a moment loaded with meaning, nostalgia, and questions. Let's unpack why Jim Bob's short on-screen moment is causing such a stir and why it speaks volumes about where the Duggar family is now. A quick refresher: the Duggar family's shifting spotlight. To understand why Jim Bob's appearance matters, we need to rewind a bit. The Duggar family rose to fame in the early 2000s with TLC specials showcasing their unusually large family. That coverage eventually became 19 Kids and Counting, later rebranded as Counting On after the original show was canceled. Jim Bob was a central figure in the early days, the head of the household, the keeper of the family's famously strict rules, and the face of the Duggar brand. But over the past few years, Jim Bob has faded from public content. Scandals involving his eldest son Josh, the cancellation of Counting On, and the growing independence of his adult children have all shifted the Duggar media landscape. Today, many Duggar kids run their own YouTube channels or social media accounts, often without featuring Jim Bob or even referencing him much at all. That's why seeing him, even briefly, in Jessa's birth vlog was so unexpected. The birth vlog, a special family moment. Jessa's birth vlog followed the style she's become known for: candid, slightly rustic, and warm with family emotion. The video opened with her explaining that this birth would be different from her past deliveries. She was opting for a home birth, with midwives on standby and her mom Michelle present to help. The early scenes showed cozy family life in the Seawald home, the older kids buzzing with excitement, Ben making sure supplies were ready, and Jessa keeping calm as contractions built. Michelle arrived midway through the video, bringing her trademark gentle encouragement. The camera captured touching exchanges between mother and daughter, the kind of content that reminds fans of the old TLC days. But then came the subtle surprise. The moment Jim Bob appeared, it wasn't a dramatic entrance. No fanfare, no spotlight. In fact, if you weren't looking carefully, you might have missed it altogether. Around the middle of the vlog, as family members bustled in and out to help, a quick shot showed Jim Bob in the background, chatting quietly with Michelle and Ben. He wasn't the focus of the frame. He wasn't speaking directly to the camera. But his presence was unmistakable. Plaid shirt, familiar smile, and that calm but watchful demeanor viewers remember from his TLC days. The shot lasted only a few seconds before cutting back to the main action, Jessa preparing for delivery, but for many fans, it was the first time they'd seen Jim Bob on one of his kids' YouTube channels in years. Why this cameo feels significant? Jim Bob has been absent from public Duggar media. In the years since Counting On ended, Jim Bob has largely retreated from the family's public social media. Many of his adult children appear to be pursuing their own branding and family stories without him as a central figure. Fans wonder about behind-the-scenes family dynamics. The Duggar family has weathered public strain, especially around the legal troubles of Josh Duggar and differences in how the kids approach fame, religion, and parenting. Jim Bob's rare presence might signal moments of family unity that fans don't often get to see. It adds a layer of nostalgia. For viewers who followed the Duggars from their TLC beginnings, seeing Jim Bob again, even for a flash, felt like revisiting an old chapter. It was a reminder of the days when births were full episode events and Jim Bob's supportive presence was part of the storyline. How fans reacted to the cameo. After the video dropped, eagle-eyed fans started commenting. Was that Jim Bob in the background? Wow, haven't seen him in one of these vlogs in forever. I had to rewind because I wasn't sure if that was him. Some saw the moment as sweet and supportive, evidence that Jim Bob was there for his daughter during a major life event. Others speculated about why he was shown at all, given the family's recent trend of keeping him off camera. It's worth noting that Jessa didn't draw attention to his presence. She didn't introduce him or make a big deal of it. This low-key inclusion may have been intentional, offering a subtle nod to his involvement without turning the spotlight in his direction. Jim Bob's relationship with Jessa over the years. Among the Duggar children, Jessa has often been seen as close to her parents, especially her mom, Michelle, but she's also shown a strong independent streak. In earlier seasons of Counting On, Jessa and Ben navigated parenting, home renovations, and public speaking with minimal on-camera guidance from Jim Bob. Over time, she's developed a YouTube channel that mixes home life, faith content, and family milestones, generally without heavy Duggar branding. Jim Bob's cameo in this vlog could be seen as a quiet acknowledgement that, despite media shifts and public perception, the family bond remains intact. The symbolism of the scene. When you strip away the Duggar fame and history, what you have in that moment is simple: a father present during his daughter's childbirth. In most families, that wouldn't be newsworthy. But in the Duggar world, where public image is carefully managed and appearances are strategic, this carries extra weight. Jim Bob wasn't front and center. He wasn't narrating or guiding. He was just there, part of the family's private joy, captured on camera almost by accident. That ordinariness is what made it stand out. A brief history of Duggar birth episodes. For longtime TLC viewers, Duggar births were major events, Full-length episodes complete with hospital drama, sibling reactions, and plenty of Jim Bob commentary. He was known for his enthusiastic presence during these times, often speaking about the beauty of life and the blessings of family. Fans remember him pacing hospital hallways, praying with Michelle, and welcoming new grandchildren with proud smiles. In contrast, the YouTube era has been more low-key. Many Duggar daughters now share birth stories in shorter, vlog-style videos, often focused on their own households rather than the wider Duggar clan. That's why this cameo felt like a callback to the old format. The evolution of Duggar public appearances. Jim Bob's on-screen time has dwindled for several reasons. Media strategy shift. After Counting On was cancelled, the Duggars no longer had a centralized, network-controlled image. Scandal fallout. Public association with the Duggar name became more complicated after Josh's legal issues. Adult kids' independence. Many married Duggar children now build their own content without relying on parental presence. Jessa's vlog showed that while the public dynamic may have changed, family connections still show up in subtle ways. Could this hint at more future appearances? Some fans are now wondering, was this just a one-off moment, or could we start seeing more of Jim Bob in family videos again? Given the brevity and lack of focus on him, it seems likely this was an organic inclusion rather than a planned reintroduction. But in the Duggar world, even accidental moments can spark bigger conversations. If the reception to his cameo stays positive, it's not impossible that we could see more grandparent-style appearances in future vlogs, especially in contexts where the emphasis is on family milestones rather than personal branding. Why this moment resonates? At its core, this cameo resonated because it humanized a figure who, for many viewers, has become more of a symbol than a person. Jim Bob Duggar, patriarch, former reality TV star, public figure, was simply a dad and grandpa standing in a room waiting to welcome a new baby. It was unscripted, unpolished, and completely in the background. And that, ironically, is why it stood out. The bigger picture, family, privacy, and public life. The Duggar family's journey from TLC darlings to fragmented online personalities has been marked by both triumph and tension. This small moment in Jessa's vlog is a reminder that, beyond the headlines and the speculation, there's still a family that gathers for life's most important events. Not everything needs to be framed for the public, and sometimes the quietest moments say the most. You might have missed Jim Bob Duggar's rare appearance in Jessa Duggar's birth vlog, and even if you didn't, you might not have thought much of it at first glance. But in the context of the Duggar family's evolving public life, it was a rare glimpse of the old days. It didn't scream for attention. It didn't attempt to rewrite narratives. It was just a father quietly present as his daughter brought new life into the world. And in the world of reality TV families, where every moment can feel curated, that kind of authenticity is rarer than it looks.